Sima, thank you so much for being here.
Sure. Thanks for having me.
Sima, you started your company about 20 years ago,
hmm
and that's a long time, and it's still up and running. Can you tell us how it all started? Why you decided to start your own company?
so I started in retail 24 years ago. I had another retail concept store, but for clothes with partners. And we had it for 2 years. It was super successful, but we weren't seeing eye to eye. So I decided to exit. And when I exited, I wanted to stay in retail and in fashion, but I didn't want to be in competition with them because just because they're friends. And I decided to stay in retail, but to go into jewelry and accessories. So when we first started, it was mainly jewelry and accessories. Now it has grown to include home gifts and home accessories and clothes and more beachy things and stuff. But at the beginning, it was mainly like bags and hats and, like fashion accessories and a little bit of fine jewelry as well. But that's pretty much why I took the direction of the categories that I had, let's say. But at the very, very beginning, when I started in retail, it was just a friend of mine and I, we just, we loved fashion and we decided just to go on a buying trip and discover and then got a shop in Wafi Mall and decided to, open a shop. But then Boom and Mellow opened in Mall of the Emirates, which was also a little bit of luck. They were looking for a concept store that had jewelry and accessories, and I was at the right place at the right time, having coffee with a friend, and the conversation happened. And next thing I know, I had a shop in Mall of the Emirates. So that's where it all started.
And Sima, did it work from the beginning? I mean, did you see traction from the very beginning when you started Boom and Mellow?
Yes, yes. So
So,
I'm actually very blessed in that sense. Is okay, there it was different and it was like a niche that, didn't exist. But at the same time, I was in the most popular mall that had just opened in Dubai. And like it was the opening of, Mall of the Emirates, and it was crowded every day, and there was lots and lots of footfall and traffic. So in that sense, it helped us a lot. We had to, grow fast in terms of getting, merchandise quickly because we weren't expecting it to go so well. And then we evolved from accessories to more fine jewelry, and then we started adding more and more categories. So it's kept on growing and evolving of what brands we were carrying, and even the price, the ticket price of the items was changing. And so it took maybe a year or two for us to kind of understand what our categories are, what the brands that we want to carry are, what kind of customer is coming into the store and appreciating what we're having. So it did take a learning curve of like maybe a year or two to solidify, our ideal customer and our ideal product. But in terms of footfall, we were very lucky because we were in Mall of the Emirates. But then a few years later, we left Mall of the Emirates, right? So like we stayed in Mall of the Emirates for 8 years, and then they were renovating the area where we had the store, and they asked us to leave. And I went to Town Center, and I opened in Town Center Jumeirah, which is a community mall, which is very small. And I have to say, I had a lot of fear at the time because I kept on thinking that maybe our success is because of the location, right?
yeah.
Um, but that I think for me, moving to town center was the biggest testament that we have a brand and that we're successful. Because when we moved to town center, we continued to be successful, and our customers kept coming to us. So it wasn't like they're coming only because we were in Mall of the Emirates. We had something that they wanted. Our offering was something that they would, make the effort to come to this community mall for. So that was a really big test for us. And alhamdulillah, we passed it.
Do you feel like it's been the same clientele over the years, or with your product changes, you've evolved to different clienteles?
Um, we've we've had the same some consistent clients that are this our clients since the very beginning. We have quite a few. The change that happened, I think, from Mall of the Emirates to the community center is when we were in Mall of the Emirates, we would get a lot more tourists. So
Mm.
now the um it's more the locals that live in the actual community. So we have two stores now, one in the town center in Jumeirah and one is in Spring Souk. So they're both community malls, and smaller community malls. So our customer base is now more the actual communities, this community and that community, rather than the tourists that would come. I mean, when we were in Mall of the Emirates, at that time, don't forget, like Kuwait and Qatar and Saudi, they didn't have that much retail, and they hadn't opened up like Dubai 21 years ago. So all the Kuwaitis, all the Qataris, all the Saudis would come to Dubai and they'd come to Mall of the Emirates and they would love the store and just, you know, go shopping, which is great. And now we have a few of those customers that still come to us when they come to town, but it's not like before. So we are missing a little bit of the tourists. I mean, we try with town center, especially because there's Mandarin Oriental next door and there's Four Seasons next door to us. So we try to, you know, market or, reach out and sometimes do direct ads on Instagram to see if we can, remind people of who we are, of people that used to come to us in Mall of the Emirates, to pass by. But yeah, I think that's where the difference is, and that's the customer that we a little bit lost when we left Mall of the Emirates. But
What
we're
about,
happy with the
yeah,
customers because I mean they are and they know the sales staff knows them. They know the sales staff. They know the products. They know whatever. And right now, I'm trying to also cater a little bit to the younger generation, honestly, because they're the ones that are shopping a lot. So, items that are not as expensive, a little bit, the trends that they like, So the nice thing about a shop like mine, like a retail outlet like mine, is because it's a multi-brand and because there's different categories, I can always move, like play around, right? Like I can, I feel like there's a need for home accessories. I will add more and more and get more brands and, try different products. If I feel like, there's a trend towards anklets and, hats, whatever, anything. I'm not stuck to one thing. I'm not stuck to a brand and I'm not stuck to a category. It's a multi-brand, it's a concept store, and that's where I can play with it.
so is it fair to say that it's based on how you perceive the market? So if you feel the market is going in a direction, then your store will reflect that?
Yeah, I mean there is a personal element to it for sure. I mean, I can tell you now that I have consultants and I do research and all of that, but no, I
Yeah.
don't. It's a lot of intuition and a lot of, just following trends and seeing what's happening and things like that. But no, I don't have consultants and people telling me that this is the next thing or no.
That's good. It's more personal. It's more
Yeah.
genuine. So Sima, when we look at your move online, your online store, tell us a bit, is this part of your move to attract the younger generation?
Yes, we've had an online store for like around 10 years now, even more. It was just a background and we weren't putting too much effort into it. The efforts into it happened during COVID because, the stores got closed. We started panicking. I have employees to pay and I didn't know what to do. So basically we started pushing the online and we actually did really well online the year of COVID. People weren't leaving the house. They were bored, just give you an example. We sold like over 300 headbands. You know those like headbands like that women wear on their head, the
Yeah.
color like and they're colorful and whatever because everybody was on Zoom
Mm.
in front of the camera. So this was like something that everybody was buying. It was hilarious. But it was like these are little things that happen with the business that you feel, oh, wow, okay, this it kind of developed organically. It's not like we said, let's get more headbands. But then the more we sold, the more we got, and the more people would, wear them and buy them. So that's when our online grew. And I can't say it's my strength, honestly. And I have, kind of had outside companies help me with the strategy and with what's the right, you know, advertising and platforms and stuff like that. Our website does not reflect the actual experience of the shop. Um, it's there, it works. We have sales on it, but it's 10% of our revenue. So it has a lot of room to grow. Um, is it my world? Is it my generation? It's not. So I always have that in mind that, I need to hire someone to help me grow it, right? Or to like, maybe not hire someone, but even just like, outsource it a little bit, some parts of it to help us grow it because it is the future. It's not the future, it's the present actually, but it's going to get even more and more and more, um, especially for the younger generation.
Are you excited about this? I mean, if you say it represents a small percentage of your revenue. So when we talk about room to grow, this is kind of like a big focus for you right now, shouldn't it be?
Yeah, thanks for reminding me. Am I excited? Do you want the truth? No, because I'm not a technical person, right? And it just gives me anxiety a little bit. I know it has to be done, and I've known that for like, a few years now. And I'm like, we're okay, the few sales we have here and there, we're okay. And I tried
Yeah.
once, I invested a lot of money, and I felt like I was just putting money out there in ads and this and SEO and Google AdWords and Google. And I'm like, sorry, but the sales didn't go up much more than if we're doing it organically. So I completely stopped like a year and a half ago. I did it for like 6 months to a year, and I felt like I was just putting money in, putting money in. And then I'm like, no, I'm not going to do it. Let it just be organic. So I'm left it, and honestly, it's giving me almost the same. And then people tell you, no, when you invest, you have to see the returns later, right? You have to continue doing the ads and continue doing this, continue, then you will see it. I didn't last that long. I tried. We had a little bit of conversions here and there, but from the ads. But then I feel like we have our customers who already know us that go online and we deliver in 3 hours in Dubai, which is like, a great thing for our customers. Like someone sitting at the office or, they need a birthday gift really quickly or whatever, we have a 3 hour delivery. So yeah, we're kind of staying, true to ourselves, true to our customers, trying to stay a little bit, organic and genuine with our, like I would love to grow that fast and that big, but I don't know.
Besides the online presence, what has been the most challenging part? I mean, 20 years is a long time, Sima. I mean, I'm sure there's been a lot of ups and downs. What's like one thing that has been extremely challenging, but you were able to get through it?
Summer months every year. Every year I forget. And
People
every
disappear.
Huh? Every
People
year
dis
the sales drop drastically, and you're just like, oh my God, am I gonna make it? Oh my God, am I gonna have to close? Oh my God, I don't have money for the salaries. And then every year it's the same. Like every year I get the same shock,
Yeah.
although it's been the same for 21 years. Um, so yeah, I think the hardest part is summer here because of you know, people leave and your sales go down. Um, that's one of the hardest things. And
The country is changing very quickly. I mean, every couple of years, people say that the country is no longer recognizable. Do you see that this is an opportunity for you? Do you see this as a you're not sure what type of people will be here in a couple of years kind of situation? How does Boom and Mellow adapt to the changing environment and the people that are always changing, especially in the expat country like the UAE?
Um, I feel like we've kind of catered to the old timers of Dubai, and even until now, we're still kind of catering to the old timers of Dubai, like people that have been here 10, 20 years, right? Because we're not in a very popular, comment like a big mall, some of these new people don't know us. I mean, that's also an opportunity for growth, right? To tap into these new expats that are coming into town. And yeah, I mean that's I think that's something that we don't work on, and that's something that's a blind spot for us. I think we should, kind of try to target the newcomers and the new people coming to Dubai. But what do I think about it? You asked me at the very beginning. I'm an old I'm an old timer in Dubai, so I don't really like. I mean, for me, it's like I go out and I'm like, what happened? Like it's just changing so much drastically, and I don't know. I'm not judging anyone. I mean, everybody's wonderful human being, but like it's different.
I mean, it sounds like you know your market, you know your business, and
Mm.
that's a recurring theme in this conversation. So I'm gonna end this with this question. Where do you see this going? It's been 20 years. Are you seeing this go for another 20? Do you see this evolving into something else? What's the dream, Sima?
Mm. Boom and Mellow is going to continue, and it will continue, and hopefully it will open in the GCC, maybe in Europe and the US. But I'm passionate about other things now. I've evolved as a person in a different way. So I love it still. It's my baby, like my children. Was born at the same time. And it's always going to be a part of me. But I personally have other things that I want to pursue. I believe Boom and Mellow will continue. I might have a small part of it. I have a big part of it. Might have not no part of it. I don't know. But it will continue and it'll grow.
Sima, thank you for your honesty. I really appreciate this conversation. Thanks for doing
Thank
this.
you. Thank you.